Jason Miller is Senior Communications Advisor for the Trump campaign. Jason, we're glad to have you at the table.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So a couple things. What would be your definition of success tonight for Mr. Trump, and what makes you look at him and say he is ready for this battle this evening?
I think if Mr. Trump is able to come out and show that he's the one who's going to get our economy back on track, that he's going to keep us safe, he's going to want to make sure we're going to go and renegotiate these bad trade deals, he'll stop illegal immigration. If he's able to convey that message, the same things have been carrying him so well in the polls. We're seeing it with the crowds, we're seeing it with the energy coming into this week. That'll be success.
But those are all talking points. I want to get to the nitty-gritty of what you see in him tonight that make you know that he is on fire and ready to take on Hillary Clinton. 1-to-1, 90 minutes, no break.
So I think tonight what we'll see is that Mr. Trump is ready to be commander-in-chief. And this is the chance where voters have seen the commercials, a lot more from Hillary's side. They've seen $250 million dumped on Mr. Trump's head. But they'll see the candidates up there at the same time on the stage together. And I think what they'll see is one candidate is very comfortable in his own skin, who's ready to be commander-in-chief, and he's going to be a change agent, someone who's really going to change our country, take us in the right direction. And they'll be stacked up against Secretary Clinton, and she'll be presenting her vision in a much different direction.
What's on his list of things not to do?
I would say, I think tonight, as long as he's talking about his message and he's focused, and he's talking about the contrast between the two, the vision he wants to go versus where Hillary wants to go, then I think that's going to be a win. I think here's the thing for Mr. Trump coming into tonight, is that he's a candidate. He's not a politician. He's someone he hasn't been doing this for 30 years. He's not someone who has to poll test and blow dry every single answer that's coming forward.
But to Charlie's question, one of the things that Mr. Trump even here has said, and he takes great pride, he's a counterpuncher. He punches back when challenged. Has the campaign talked about how they may do that tonight? Is he going to counterpunch?
He'll be ready for tonight. Never underestimate Donald Trump.
Okay, well, let's just ask this, though. Is he preparing, not by the way she might be preparing with thick briefing books, but looking for some psychological insight?
Well, the one thing that we've seen, and this is more on the staff end, this is more as we discuss as a team and getting things together, is that with Secretary Clinton, she'll do great in her first answer. We'll see her first answer in each of these 6 sections. She'll hit a home run. It'll be programmed, it'll have been pulled, it'll be tested out. Where Secretary Clinton runs into trouble are in the second and third answers, where it becomes more variables come in, or there's interaction between the candidates. That's where she runs into trouble. That's where we see the short circuit.
People question whether he has a second and third answer, that he is not deep on terms of policy. He is primarily deep in terms of a broad statement, like I'll build a wall.
I mean, it's Mr. Trump who's actually gone and laid out a number of policies in this campaign, how to get the economy going, how to stop illegal immigration. He's the one who actually has the policies. If you go to his website, you'll see that he's laid out very detailed plans. Great piece in the Wall Street Journal today on that point. Right. And you'll see tremendous amount of substance. You'll see a remarkable clarity. And again, when we start getting into these second and third questions, because after the openings for each candidate, you have this back and forth, this 10-minute section. And that's where Hillary starts running into trouble, is because you can't go and poll test all the way through these second.
And where does
Are they allowed to question each other?
There'll be some back and forth, but it'll be largely driven by the moderator.
And where does it that voters normally make up their mind in the first 10 to 15 minutes? There'll be a lot of people watching on Twitter. Are you concerned about that? Because no 90-minute break, you can't go in breaks and say, well, what you need to do here is, or she got you there, and maybe you might want to go back to this. No worries, concerns about that?
Mr. Trump's going to come out, and he'll talk about his vision. So, again, the great thing about Mr. Trump is he's not the politician. He's going to be the same person wherever you see him and whatever he's talking about. And so that's what's so great about going into the debate, is that's why you're seeing the energy, you're seeing the crowds, you're seeing the poll numbers reflecting those great numbers that we've seen from other networks this morning.
Have you all had mock debates?
So we have not had someone stand in as a Hillary Clinton. And that's because Mr. Trump has remained very focused on what does he want to talk about in this debate and what does he want to communicate to the American people.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
Good to see you. And a reminder, have you heard there's a debate tonight? You can watch it right here on CBS. Our live coverage begins at 9 Eastern, 8 Central.